Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is so nice outside. It is 65 degrees. I just got up from taking a little bit of a nap, and I'm going to listen to some of my audiobook tonight. So I'm going to probably do this in different parts. I don't know if I'll finish my audiobook tonight or not, but I've had to kind of slow down again on it. I was listening to it, I got up to 2 times speed, and then that was too fast. So I'm back down to 1.5. So I have quite a bit of it left to listen to, and I want to finish it tonight or tomorrow. So I'm going to vlog and listen to it, vlog and listen to it. So anyway, how are you guys doing tonight? Well, let's talk about this in just a second. The journey begins tomorrow. I got my Octavia food tonight. I asked Alex, I said, is it Octavia or is it Optavia? Because I've heard it pronounced 2 different ways, and he said he didn't know. So anyway, it came in the mail. We were getting ready to go out to dinner, and my box, was like this huge box, was on the doorstep. So I'll talk about that in just a second. But what else is exciting is Mrs. Birdie had 2 of her babies today. 2 of her birdies hatched today. So their names are Lois and Louie is what I named them. So, but I'm not attached, not one bit. They're very cute. I have pictures of them if you'd like to see. So anyway, I went out today, and she was gone, and I was like, I wonder if she had those. Oh, there was a little bit of an egg, of like the blue egg. It was like crushed down below, and so I was like, oh, I hope they're okay. And so like I took a picture, and there were 2 little babies in there, and then 2 of the eggs are still up there. So 2 of the eggs have not hatched. It was a good day today. I got up, I had my training today, I went in, did all my measurements, which, you know, so I get measured once a week, or not once a week, I get measured once every 4 weeks, and she goes in and she does like all of my measurements, like my biceps, my thighs, my everything, BMI, you know, all that kind of stuff. It takes like 15 minutes. So I actually thought it was really good, like then when I got the Octavia box, that I had done my measurements today, because that will be like the day before I start doing it, because I'm going to start it tomorrow. So yeah, so went and had training, had a really good session with her. I go back on Wednesday, because I'm going twice a week now. And then I'm actually going to Meijer right now. I want to buy boxer shorts, because they have like cheap boxer shorts there. And I want to get a pair in like extra large, a pair in like large, and a pair in medium that are all the same color. I know somebody is going to pick this apart and think this is the stupidest idea, and I don't really care. Because I'm going to take pictures of my weight progression, and at the very end, I might do some kind of video and all that. Depending on when it ends, I have no idea. It could be 2 years from now. But I want to have kind of consistent pictures, and I don't want to be distracted by the underwear that I'm wearing or whatever. So I just want to get same boxer shorts, like, you know, in 3 different sizes, but I don't want to spend a bunch of money, so they have pretty cheap boxer shorts there. So I think I can, you know, get 3 pairs for like, I don't know, maybe $5 a pair or less. Anyway, so after training, I went and got a coffee, and then at Starbucks, and then I came home, and I filmed some videos. What else did I do? That was about it. I filmed some videos, took the dogs out, talked to my new neighbor for a long time. She's really nice. And sat outside and talked on the phone for a while. It was just beautiful all day today. It was in the 70s. And, oh, it went up. It's 67 now. And it's just been a really beautiful day outside. It was so nice, and I just was so calm and whatever. So I made some videos, and then Alex was supposed to have his individual session tonight, and but he got the time wrong. It was at 7, he thought it was at 6, so he rescheduled it for next week on Tuesday, because we have our couples counseling on Monday. And I'd asked him already if he wanted to go out to dinner, and he said yeah. So he came home, and we went to Cheesecake Factory. Hi, Cheesecake Factory. And I had my Impossible Burger, and Alex was kind of explaining to me how to do the thing. So on Octavia, you eat it's called 5 in 1. So you eat 5 of their foods throughout the day, like every 2.5 hours. I read the whole book tonight because it comes with this like pamphlet book that's like it's like 47 pages. I read the whole thing. And so yeah. Several people in the comment sections were talking about how it's like this multi-level scheme and blah, 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 whatever. Well, that may be true, but I'm not real concerned about that. If somebody wants to make $1 off me, I'm fine with that. But, the reason I'm doing it is because I need some kind of diet to get started, and then I need to transition over into some kind of maintenance. And I actually talked to my trainer about it, and she's completely fine with it. She's like, I think that we might need to work with it a little bit because I want to make sure you're getting as many calories a day that you need to get. She goes, while you're continuing to work out as well. And so, but the thing is like, Alex, and honest to God, like 5 of his girlfriends and their husbands, like, have all lost weight and kept it off on this. Like, some of Alex's girlfriends have lost a huge amount of money. Or money. That too, because it's expensive. A huge amount of weight. They've lost a huge amount of weight. And none of them are really pushy with it. And like 3 of them are like, they do like the coaching, whatever, like, which is like what you can do after like you go through the process if you want to become like one of those coaches. And Alex actually does that. And I just used his code so that I could order it. So I ordered it under him, but he is actually gonna have me like report to somebody else. So if I have questions and stuff, I'm not reporting to him. But he was explaining it all to me tonight and whatever. But like every single one of these people, like legit has lost quite a bit of weight. Alex lost the least amount because he didn't want to lose a whole lot. He lost like 20 pounds, I think, and kept it off. And but I know some people, like this one girl's husband, he lost like 80 pounds and then transitioned to like a healthy living diet or, you know, lifestyle. And he works out like 5 days a week and he's in like great shape. And it all started with Octavia. And when I was reading the book, you know, it's no different than any other diet. It's no different than Weight Watchers or like, and when I say diet, I mean that. Like, it's no different than any other diet that you would do, like structured diet that you would buy. In that, once you hit a certain point, you then go over to maintenance. Like Weight Watchers is the exact same way. They're all the same way, you know? My stepmother lost a ton of weight on Weight Watchers, and then she went over to maintenance, and she was on maintenance for like 2 years until she transitioned off of that and just ate healthy, you know? But she liked being on maintenance because it was structure for her. So, you know, I need something like that right now. So if people want to criticize it, people can criticize it. I don't really care. I need something, and I also need to be motivated by the fact that I've seen a lot of people that have been really successful doing it. Like, I've seen a lot. Do I think there are people out there that are doing it as, you know, a way to make a lot of money because they make a percentage back? Sure. But I ordered it from my husband, so he made 10%, I think, back or something like that. Okay, so my husband got like $30 or $25 or something back from me ordering the food. He's getting rich, you know what I mean? I don't really care. I just need something that's going to be structure for me. And Alex told me, he said, like, when we were ordering the food, he went through and he said, you're not gonna like this. He's like, this food you're not gonna like, and this one. And I mean, it is diet food. He told me, he goes, Peter, it's diet food. Some of the things taste really good. He was like, some of the things taste straight up like diet food. It doesn't look fancy. It looks exactly like any other bar, the Atkins bars. It looks just very similar to that. It just looks like bars and shakes. It's nothing fancy. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sell this whole thing and whatever, you know? And I'll just be honest about my experience on it, and, you know, my fingers crossed that I hope it goes well, and I'm pretty committed to doing this, especially with the training twice a week. Somebody asked me in the vlog last night, they said, what happened to, they said I have a female trainer now, what happened to my other trainer? And I had actually explained that at length in more than one vlog, so I don't know if you missed that vlog, but I went in and my trainer had quit. So they put me with a new trainer, and actually the trainer that they put me with, and I did really like, because they said, I thought you really liked your trainer. I did really like my trainer. I was very sad that he quit, but apparently he needed to do something else. So The trainer that they have me with now, I love her. I think she's great. And in fact, I think we might work better together. And she is just really, really good. But I knew her already because when I would go in there and meet with him, she was in there as well. So like I would stand there and talk to her. So I knew her. So it was a really easy transition for me. But yeah, with that, I'm excited about that. And so I'm going to take the pictures tomorrow. And somebody texted me. Who texted me? But I'm going to start that tomorrow. I'm going to take my beginning picture. No, I will not be putting my beginning picture up tomorrow. So don't. No. I'll be putting my beginning picture up when I have an after picture too, okay, that I can be proud of. And, you know, let's hope that this isn't just another one of my diet failures that I start and that I don't go through. I will say this. It's interesting whenever, like, I talk about, you know, doing some kind of like diet plan or weight loss thing or lifestyle. And like I had that conversation with Alex tonight and he's like, you know, this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle change. You have to see it that way. Like if you don't see it that way. And I said, I know that, you know, I know it is. And, it's always interesting to me, and I know that people probably don't mean it critically, but it's interesting to me when people in the comment sections are like, you don't understand this, because I got a comment like this the other day. You don't understand this, like this is about you having an eating addiction, that you have a food addiction, and that this diet's not going to change anything for you, and until you change the way that you look at things, that it's never gonna... Do I not say that? I mean, I feel like I say that a lot in my videos. I really do. Like, I feel like in my vlogs, I completely own the fact that I have a food addiction. I completely own the fact that my thinking about food is completely skewed, and that I've tried many diets, and that they haven't worked effectively for me because I haven't really put the work and the effort into it. I think I've owned that pretty well. So thank you for those critical statements, and, like, I hear what you're saying, but I've owned that as well, you know? I'm not real big, and I know, like, I'm not going into this with the idea that I'm not going to get some kind of negative statements. I know that I am, or people that aren't going to agree with what I'm doing. You know, it's one thing, like, somebody left me a comment and they said, I really wish that you were doing the keto diet because I've lost so much weight on this, blah, 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 whatever, but I wish you all the best. And I thought that was such a nice comment, you know? Like, I think when we go through something and we experience it, of course we want somebody else to do the same thing. That's why I always say, like, yes, I'm involved in a 12-step program, but there are other ways to get sober, because that's what's worked for me and millions of other people. But I do know people that got sober other ways. And I thought that was just like a really, like, classy way of saying it, you know? Like, if this doesn't work, maybe down the road I will try keto. So I like that. But, you know, I'm not real big on kicking somebody when they're down already. And obviously, if I'm starting some extreme diet that's like this, where you're eating, like, basically bars and shakes throughout the day, and then you have one very, very small meal, like, I'm obviously really, really struggling with my weight. And the reality is, I'm really struggling with my weight. Like, I'm not happy at all with the weight that I am. And you know, it's just tough for me. And it's also tough for me, like, my husband is a lot thinner than me, and, you know, I'm huffing and I'm puffing, and I don't want to be like that anymore, and clothes don't fit, and I'm my biggest critic, and it's like, it's time to do something. And I've been talking about it for 2 years on this vlog. So if you need to leave the comments, you need to leave the comments. I'm going to allow them to be up there, you know, it is what it is. But this is what I will be doing, and I hope that, you know, I know a lot of you out there are going to be really, really supportive of it, because you guys are, you know, supportive of that. And the thing is I don't want people to misunderstand this. Like, I don't need, like, if people have, like, comments about this, or if you guys have suggestions, what's really hard for me, I don't know if this will make sense, is, like, when I'm doing this, and then, like, the comment sections will be like, well, you should do Weight Watchers, or you should do Jenny Craig, or, you know, like, that doesn't work, only Jenny Craig works, or no, you shouldn't do this, or eat less, move more, or diets don't work. And then it's like, it's constant like this. It's like all of these different thoughts going through my head of, like, what am I doing, and what should I be doing, and what's working, and what's, do you know what I mean? And then I start second guessing myself, and that is truly, truly not healthy for me to be on any kind of weight loss journey and whatever. But that being said, I choose to document it on here because I want to show it for you guys, and I also want accountability for myself. So I'm totally open to the comments. But I will say that, you know, like, there's a difference, and I really appreciate the supportive comments that you guys leave me. You know that the comments mean so much to me. I love it. It really, really means the world to me. And I want you to know that I do feel like there's a difference between people kissing my ass and being supportive of things that, like, just are not healthy for me whatsoever, and I wouldn't want you to do that. And being honest with me and being like, you know, like, okay, Peter, this is like, I love you, but this is like your 8th try at a diet that's not working, like, you know. But, you know, I am consulting with a trainer and my doctor I've talked to, and, you know, that I'm doing something that I've seen a lot of people, personally, I've seen a lot of people that have done, that have, around me, that's worked for them. So, yeah, I'm really excited about it, and, we'll see, you know, maybe it'll be the flop of the century, but I hope not. And, this doctor that I worked with years ago, that was like this leading addictionologist in the country, one of the things that he would talk about with changing a lifestyle habit, whether it was smoking or whether it was drinking or whatever it was, but like, he talked a lot about this as in regards to like nicotine, smoking cigarettes. What he would say is that the more times you try to quit, the better chance you have at a lifestyle change. So like, you just keep on trying, you just keep on trying, you just keep on trying. You have to do that because at some point it changes the outlook in your head, in your mind on what you're doing. So I don't know. And I will say this, like, my friends that I've talked to this week about this, like, they know, like, I'm super driven about this time. I don't know what's changed in me. I don't know if it's that summer's coming. I don't know if that I'm going to be 47 this year, and I don't know what that number means to me, but I think it somewhat represents, like, being closer to 50, and I don't want to be, I mean, what happens now if I don't get something? I gain 20 more pounds, and then I'm, like, really grossly obese, or morbidly obese, because I'm already there, you know? And it's scary to me, like, I don't want to get a heart attack. I don't want to, or have a heart attack. I don't want to have, like, major health issues if I don't already, which I don't, you know, and so I don't know. Yeah, what else? Somebody asked in my vlog that they heard me mention my epilepsy, and they asked, was it a result of my using substances, they said. So actually, when I come back, I'll talk a little bit more about that, because I'm gonna go in here and get this, and then I'll be back in just a little bit. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna drive on the interstate for a little bit and turn around, and I try to switch up my driving routes every night, so it doesn't get monotonous and boring. It doesn't usually anyway, especially when I'm talking. I sometimes kind of don't even notice where I'm going, but I will say that sometimes when I'm driving, like on roads that have a lot of potholes, it's like real miserable to drive and vlog, because I know the camera's bouncing like that, like that, because the camera's bouncing everywhere. Well, I went to Meijer, and they didn't have what I was looking for. I thought I saw them like hanging up, but I guess it was not what I saw. They had like 3 packs of stuff that I could have gotten, but all of the boxers were like plaid or striped and stuff, and I mean, they were cute boxers, but then they had like compression shorts, and they had like, what are they called? I can't think of them. The kind of underwear that I have never liked, even when I was consistently wearing it. I can't think of what it's called when it's like tight. It's like boxer briefs. They had a ton of those, but that's not what I wanted. So anyway, I'll look at Walmart and see if I can find them. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Starting tomorrow. And you know, like, in response to people saying like, oh, I should, you know, hire a nutritionist, and I should hire a dietitian, and all this kind of stuff. Hey, listen, if it was up to me, and I financially could afford it, I would literally hire like a doctor that was a specialist in this. I would hire a nutritionist. I would hire a chef to come to my house and make every one of my meals extremely healthy. You know what I mean? Like, I would hire a personal trainer 5 days or 7 days a week to, you know, meet with me and walk with me and run with me, and I would do all of that. But I don't have that kind of money. And that stuff gets very, very expensive. So I'm trying to kind of create the best that I can with what I'm given, you know? I always joke about that. Like, Tanya and I are always like, well, if we won the lottery, what would we do? And I'm like, okay, I would have this huge house, and, you know, like, one side, Alex and I would live on it, and then his family could live on the other side, and you know, then I would have a chef that came in and cooked my meals and cooked all of our meals for us, and, you know, like, lived there, and would have, like, all of these healthy meals on a daily. I would love that, you know? Especially since I'm not a big, like, cook. And I think the thing is it's not that I don't, like, it's not the fact that I just don't cook. It's that I don't really know how to cook well. So if I'm going to make something, it is kind of out of the box, typically. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, I mean, sure, I can make spaghetti and, you know, meat sauce and warm it up. But, like, for me to make, like, a meal from home scratch, for me to make, like, a home meal from scratch, like, I don't even really know how to do that, like, unless I follow a recipe, which I could follow a recipe, but I'm just not good at it. I'm just really not. And so, and I'm not that person that loves to be in the kitchen and whatever. So could I create my own meals? Like, yeah, because, like, Alex was showing me tonight different, like, meals that they have where you can make your lean and green. The other thing is, for me as a vegetarian, it's going to be really hard. Like, the things that they suggest, well, I mean, it's not going to be really hard, but the things that they suggest are, like, egg beaters or egg whites, and then, like, they actually had on their tofu. And now, was I talking about that on here? Somebody asked me, I think it was Melissa, and I think I did talk about it on here. Like, I hate tofu. I hate it. Did I say tofu the first time? I hate tofu. I think it's nasty. I absolutely cannot stand it. And I thought it was kind of dated that they actually had that in there as an example. I thought with all of the, like, meat supplements, and they did say in there that you could use, like, a meat supplement. They're like, you know, for vegetarian options, meat supplements, or they didn't say vegetarian option, but they said something like that. The whole thing is very, very well planned out. I mean, they have it in phases, and, like, phase 1 is like this, and then they have, like, this whole, like, journal entry that you go in there, and they have every week planned out for your first 4 weeks, and then they have, and then you can buy more of those, but they're like $3 to buy, like, for the rest of the year or something like that. A journal is like $3. And it's actually kind of a cool journal. And it has it, like, each day, and then you write in, like, what you ate. They're called fuelings. Okay, that's completely cheesy. Let's just be for real. So every time that you eat, every 2 to 3 hours, whatever, like, that's called a fueling. That's completely cheesy. Let's just be for real. Okay, it is. And before I even get into this, I already know that everybody's going to say Amberlynn Reed did that diet. I know, Amberlynn Reed did the diet, and I think she lasted 3 days on it. And there's been all of these videos where they're, like, criticizing her for, like, doing 2 or 3 days, and then she stops. And what's interesting to me, well, I watched the video. I wanted to see, like, why she stopped doing it. And what was interesting to me was I kind of wondered if she wasn't sponsored by Optavia to do it. Because even though it didn't work for her, like, she kept on talking about it in a positive way. Like, she said, like, oh, I love the packaging, and the colors are so bright and pretty. Okay, the packaging is, like, so basic. It's, like, literally, I mean, I don't even think the people from Optavia would, like, say that it's the greatest packaging in the world. Do you know what I mean? It's basically a plain white box with a color at the top of it. And so then she goes in and she talks about how much she loved the food 2 days in a row. Well, my husband already told me. He said, you're not going to like the food when you start it. He goes, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. He goes, it straight up tastes like diet food. And he told me, he's like, these are the ones that you're going to like. And he was like, there's, like, a hearty chili, and then there's, like, a decadent brownie that you, like, mix this stuff up and put in the microwave. And he's like, and we're, like, literally sitting there, like, we're going through and picking the boxes of the stuff that I want. And he's like, oh, you'll want to get one of the decadent brownies. Like, everybody loves that. And I go, oh, okay. Like, who cares? I mean, it's diet food. I'm not super excited about it. But I was, and it was kind of corny and innocent. Like, when I sat down there and I was like, oh my God, I get to pick 7, because you get to pick, like, 17 boxes. So I was real excited about it. And then they send you, like, a box for free. I was a little thrown out when I actually went to the website today, and I realized, I don't know why I didn't break it down before. I could have broken it down real easy if I would have just looked at $356 divided by 17, which is what it was, 17 boxes. But it comes to, like, $20 or $22 a box, and I was like, Alex, these bars are $22. My God, that's so expensive. And he goes, well, they're meals. And I go, okay, but so are those Atkins bars, and they're like $3.49 at the Meijer. And he goes, just trust me on this. He's like, it'll work. And I was like, okay, but I could have just bought these and like done it myself. And he was like, it's not really the same thing. And I was like, okay, whatever. I like him. Just, this is where I'm at with it. I know so many people that have done it and it worked. I'm just trying to trust the process, you know? But anyway, what was funny to me is that part of why she stopped doing it was because she said that the food wasn't very good after she said the food was really good. Well, like, Alex told me when we were talking about it tonight, he said, my coach told me to give the food to at least 2 weeks because you're not going to be used to it for the first 2 weeks. And he goes, I had a really hard time getting used to it. The consistency is different than regular food. And I guess maybe I'm not going to be real surprised by it, I don't think, because I've done so many of these things. You know what I mean? Listen, when you've done the cabbage soup diet, you've done it all. And the cabbage soup diet is literally where you can eat as much cabbage soup as you want, but you can't eat anything else. It is the grossest stuff in the entire world, okay? Oh my God, my ex and I did it. We made this, our whole house smelled like cabbage soup. And I've done the South Beach diet. I've done Weight Watchers. I've literally done every diet. And yes, I do understand that diets don't work, okay? When you've done 30 diets and none of them have worked, you know that. So the reason I'm doing this is not because I want to do a long-term diet. I need something to kickstart my ass into losing some weight. That's what I need. So, and then I can transition with the help of my my trainer, because she's also somebody that knows a lot about nutrition. She can help me like transition off of this, which they kind of have a good plan. They have like a calorie-based plan of what you go to. So we'll see, you know, we'll see. But I actually, some of those diets that I have done have worked, and I wouldn't necessarily, the ones that I think work the best aren't the ones that I would call diets necessarily. Like, I thought Weight Watchers was fantastic. Like, I loved Weight Watchers. And of anything that I've ever done in my life other than just eat healthy, which I had much stronger commitment and much stronger drive when I was younger, where I was eating healthy and I was working out every day, like, that's obviously, that was the best for me. It is so hot in this car right now. But other than that, like, if you're looking for something, oh, probably because I don't have the air on. I don't know why I would need to. It's 63 degrees outside. How do I do this? Okay, I'm gonna put it on 60. There. Doesn't look like it's even across the board. But anyway, Weight Watchers was fantastic. My ex and I did it, and we did it with some friends of ours. I went to a couple of the meetings, but the meetings weren't really for me, and because I thought they were boring. And but I did do all the weigh-ins every week. And then another time, I just had the calculator. I mean, a couple times I did it because I had the calculator. Well, I don't think they do the calculator anymore, do they? I think it's completely different. But back then, you would get so many points. And then, I mean, it's basically like MyFitnessPal. You just calculate your food intake. But the thing is that over time, like over time you start thinking that way. You just start thinking, like it programs your mind to make healthier choices. And that's what Alex was saying to me tonight when we were at dinner. He was saying, you know, he was like, the thing that was great for me with Octavia is, he goes, when I started transitioning off of it, he was like, I started, like, because, like, I would go to a restaurant, and he would, like, and he legit, like, would call his coach and be like, okay, we're going to, you know, Cheesecake Factory, what's something that I can have there? And she would say, okay, you can have a cheeseburger, you can have, like, a half a cheeseburger, protein style, no fries, no condiments, or she was like, you know, you could have, like, a tablespoon of ketchup or whatever, and then like a little bit of a side salad with some vinaigrette. She would like talking through it, and every time that we would go out to dinner, literally every time, he would call her, and she always told him, and this is the person that I'm going to be consulting with too, and he would always do exactly what she said. And then I was asking him, I said, like, what did you do? I don't remember, because this was like a long time ago. I said, I don't remember what you did at night for dinner. And he goes, I made salads with chicken. I mean, he made like these Greek salads with chicken every night. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. And he was like, babe, I can help you with the lean and greens at night. So he's going to help me with that. But there's a bunch of recipes on, there's some like Facebook group that has like all of these recipes on it. And he was showing it to me. There's like a lot of vegetarian recipes on there and stuff. But now, like, it's interesting, like, still when he goes out, very rarely does, like, every once in a while he'll get a cheeseburger. But typically he gets it protein style and doesn't eat the whole thing. And opts out of, like, instead of getting fries, he'll get, like, a side salad. Like, he thinks, like, in a healthy way now. And he was like, you know, that like diet really taught me that. And so I don't know, we'll see. I'm hopeful about it. I'm more excited now than I am anything else because I just want to see if it really, really works. And I am a believer that, you know, my ex said something to me one time because he had done so many diets, and right before I met him, he had lost like 150 pounds, and but he like, it was not healthy. Like, he was really minimizing the calories that he was eating a day. But he said to me one time, he said, you know, I think any diet works as long as you stick to it. The problem is, and we all know this, is as soon as you stop doing that diet, if you don't continue with any kind of healthy living, you're going to gain the weight right back. So here's my goal. My goal is to do this diet and have it like jumpstart, you know, a healthy living for me, a weight loss. Because I think that if I could lose like 20 pounds plus, I think I would be a little bit more motivated. And then also get into the gym starting, she wants me there 3 times a week for the next month. And then making healthier choices, obviously, and just being more motivated about it, as well as talking to my counselor and my sponsor, which I've been doing, on my eating habits and my eating addiction and the way that I think and the way that my mind thinks about eating. Because I don't think about food in healthy ways, you know? And it was interesting, I was watching some YouTube videos about Octavia, and that was actually how I found out that Amberlynn Reed had done it, because underneath one of there was a comment, and somebody said something about, I came from Amberlynn's channel, and so then I was like, oh, did Amberlynn do this? So anyway, but there's several people out there that have done this, and this one woman was talking about how she, I think she must be like a coach, you know? I'm not stupid. Like, I know a lot of people are like, this is a multi-level, blah, 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 whatever, but it isn't. And if you guys had any clue how many friends of mine that have been in those multi-level scheme jobs that have taken us out to dinner, like, I remember after, like, our second one, I looked at Alex and I go, never again. I go, never, never, never again. I mean, I have had the Metaluca. Is that the one that's called where you buy all the grocery stuff? The what's the thing that's like, it's like wine, but it's not wine, and it's like solves all your problems. I mean, we have Visalis, Body by Vi, you know, I mean, I've had literally so many friends of ours that have done those things, those multi-level. I mean, I can't even, I bet I've probably, in my lifetime, been approached by good friends, like 20 of them that have done that. This is a little bit different in that I really kind of had to reach out to somebody. Nobody really came to me over this. You know, Alex would suggest it, but it was really me making the decision in the end. And I don't see any of these people getting, like, super rich. And there's no, like the pyramid scheme is, you don't, like, this isn't one of those things where if you get 5 people under you, you get promoted to something else. But I think the reality is, and I want people to know this, I don't really care. Like, if somebody's making a buck off me because I'm trying something like this, okay, that's fine. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, fine. Let it be the biggest multi-level network scheme in the world, the pyramid scheme. Because I am the first one to make fun of those pyramid schemes. True story, right? I am. Although, I will tell you this, I have a friend of mine, and she was like, I mean, people can say what they want to say, but I have never been in one, and I don't plan on being in one. I don't have, like, that kind of money just sitting around to do that kind of stuff. But we have this friend of ours, and she, like, yeah, she's pissed every person off on her entire Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, because literally every post is about her MLN, which the pyramid thing, you know? And I'm not going to say which one it is, but she has bankrolled this program. Let me just tell you, okay? She came in Indianapolis. She actually brought it in here from another city. Like, she had lived in another city, and she was, like, just doing it there. And she moved to Indianapolis, and there was, like, and this was probably 10 years ago, and there was, like, nobody here doing it. And so she started doing it here, and so she was at the top, okay, of the pyramid, if that makes sense. I don't know how many people she doesn't do it now. She does something completely different. She got out of it. But, like, I think she does, like, a different part of it now. Like, it's kind of, like, broken down into different things. But, I mean, this girl, like, she and her husband at one point, that's all they did. And they were literally traveling all over the world. They had, like, a huge, ginormous house. They both drove, like, I don't know, maybe they were in debt up to their ears. I have no idea. But both of them had these, like, amazing cars, and like when you would look at their stuff, you would just be like, oh my god. And I think that for you to sell like those pyramid schemes, you kind of have to have it look like that, like that Ty Lopez guy on YouTube that apparently rents his car in those houses in Vegas where he says he lives and he does his videos. But you know, like, I mean, I know it's all kind of a scam, but anyway, she and her husband, they made a lot of money off of it though. And even with her, like, we met with her, and she just mentioned it to us in passing one time. And maybe that's the trick of it, right? It looks like there's a fire there or something. Maybe that's the trick of it. She just one time was like, if you guys ever want to meet up with me, like, I'll explain what I do, you know. 3 hours later at dinner, I was like, oh my god, can we please get out of here? I do not have enough money to, like the, you know, it's always like entry level 1 is $500, entry level 2 is $1,000, and entry level 3 is like $5,000. But $5,000 is where you can make a lot of money. I'm sure it's where you can make a lot of money, but it's not where I'm going to be making a lot of money. And I don't have $5,000 just sitting around, so I won't be doing that. So I'm not an idiot. I know about these things. I hope I'm not on here in like a week. I'm like, yeah, it just didn't work. I'll tell you why, because number one, I'll be pissed that I spent all that money on the food. Apparently you can send the food back if you don't like it, but like, I don't think you can probably send all your food back and be like, no, this program didn't work for me. I don't think it has like a 30-day guarantee on it. I really don't. I can do anything for 30 days. Hell, that's how I started being a vegetarian. I said, I'm going to do this for 30 days, and then we'll see. And it's been... You know, that was August 1st, 2017. So this August 1st will be 2 years. And that's how that started with me. So who knows? You know, it could like turn into that kind of thing. This one girl that I was watching on YouTube, my God, I can't remember what her name is. That her whole channel is basically devoted to this. She, like, and she really helped me watching the videos because she really gets it and she really turned it into a lifestyle. Although she gets a lot of dislikes on her videos, I didn't really understand that. Like, she had like 300 likes or 290 something likes, 298 likes or something, and then she had like 50 some dislikes. And I was like, why is she getting all these dislikes in this video? I mean, it was just a really sweet video, and of her like kind of showing her a day in the life of Octavia and like what she, I don't know how you pronounce it. So if somebody knows in the comment section, let me know. But it looks like Octavia, but maybe it's Optavia. I don't know. I hear people say Optavia, but if you look in the book, it's like Opta is like it's like highlighted. So, do you know what it kind of reminds me of? My mom did this back in the day, and she actually lost quite a bit of weight on it and kept it off. Was that, and I guess this is really what it comes from. Like, I remember Alex telling me this back in the day, is that physicians weight loss, or do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like med diet or whatever, back in the day. It's very similar to that. It looks like that. But this girl, like when I was watching her videos, she showed like how she makes this like iced coffee drink in the morning with one of the shakes. And it was real easy to do. And then she showed like how she made a waffle. I mean, I'm not going to do all that, but she showed like what she ate for the lean and green and drinking her waters. And I don't know, it's just like she's lost 85 pounds on it. And she has a transition video. I can't remember what her name is. She's like one of the only ones that's actually shown a lot of this on YouTube. But it was really motivating to watch it. It was really inspiring. And I was like, okay, like I could do this. Like I'm watching it. I'm like, I got it. I can do this, you know. So it was helpful. A couple of years ago when I did a raw foods diet, I watched a bunch of YouTubers that did like raw food, and that really helped me. It was really inspiring. It was really motivating for me. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, like when I talk about it on my vlogs, how many of you guys out there are like, oh, I'm starting it next week, or I started it 2 weeks ago, or yeah, I did it and I lost like 60 pounds, or my mom did it and lost 40 pounds, or let me know how you're going to do because I'm going to start it, you know, in May. And so many of you have said that to me. And what's interesting to me is before Alex, like, okay, so several of his girlfriends that he worked with, they're the ones that started it first, and then he did it because they did so well. And the way that it started was a friend of his that she was pregnant, and after she gave birth, she, like, you know, like after like a month or two, she wanted to lose the weight. And so she started doing Octavia because she had heard about it from like a friend. And her husband did it at the same time that she did. And her husband was not even heavy. And he's like halfway through is when he went into maintenance and he started working out and stuff. And he's like an incredible, I mean, he was heavier guy, but he wasn't morbidly obese, let's just put it that way. I mean, he is in incredible shape now, works out and eats really healthy and stuff. And I think they do what's called like the 3 and 3, like they eat 3 meals a day, but then they eat like the 3 snacks of like, and that's like one of the transitional things that they have on there. But anyway, and so then when she lost a bunch of weight and got into shape, like Alex was like, I want to do this. And that's how he did it. I had never heard of this before then. And I do remember telling Tanya, because she had heard of it, and she's like, oh yeah, I think it's like that physician's weight loss. I did that. She's like, where you buy all the food and then the food comes. She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. But Tanya likes those kind of programs. Like, Tanya's lost the most weight on Nutrisystem. She swears by Nutrisystem. Oh, it's gonna stop. Should we count it down? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's it gonna stop? Is it gonna stop? Okay. I'm probably, I was gonna vlog throughout the night, but I don't think that I'm gonna vlog a whole lot longer because I really want to listen to my audiobook and get some of it done. And I'm not gonna talk, every vlog's not gonna be about weight loss. Somebody commented on my video and they said, I wish you would stop talking about the school shootings because it's something that's like hard to listen to. And then I felt really bad. I was like, oh God, I have kind of been talking a lot about it. And I know that it's not like the happiest of stuff to talk about. So it's like why I'm trying not to talk about that tonight. So, yeah. And I don't want you guys to think that, like earlier when I was talking and I said stuff about the comments, that I don't appreciate your comments when you guys are giving me, you know, constructive criticism on weight loss or a weight loss journey or how to eat healthier, how to work out and things like that. I do appreciate that. But like, if I'm talking in a video, like this is where I think like sometimes I'm kind of like, well, did they hear what I said? Like if I'm talking in a video and I'm like, yeah, I really struggle with food addiction. And it's been something that I've struggled with since I was 16 years old. And, you know, I've gone up and down and yo-yo dieted and done all of the incorrect things. And I've done all these fad diets that don't work and on and on and on. If I say all that in a video and then I say, you know, I do realize this is about lifestyle changes and it's about changing my mind and how I think about things. And, you know, it's about working with my sponsor and working with my counselor. And then somebody comments and says, you do realize that this diet's not going to work and what you need to do. And I'm like, did you watch the video? Like, I don't really care, but then it feels to me more of like, kind of like this. It doesn't feel constructive. And I'm not saying that people have to be like, oh my God, Peter, I love you. Okay, now here's you don't have to do that. Like, to just leave me constructive. Because a lot of people, it's funny because you never know what comment is going to really like positively affect you at the time that you hear it. Oh, there was some comment I wanted to tell you guys about that I got on a video. And I was like, damn, I needed to hear that. Like, that was good, you know? And, so yeah, and I appreciate everybody sharing their stories, you know, I do. Obviously, if I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk about weight loss and I'm going to talk about some, you know, funky diet that I'm doing that's gotten a lot of criticism, obviously I'm going to get some criticism. I'm aware of that, you know what I mean? But it's like if I would get in a video and I'd be like, I'm really fat, and then like the first comment was like, have you ever thought that maybe you're fat? And I'm like, what? Like, did you hear me say that in the video? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure there are so many people out there that are like, this isn't gonna work, and this is another one of his diets that he's doing, and blah, 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 blah. And hey, listen, okay? I've watched my fair share of YouTubers where I sit back and I think that to myself too. So I put myself in the spotlight. I guess I deserve that, right? I hope I get to be in the position where I can prove you wrong. Not because I like to prove people wrong, but because I'm tired of being fat, okay? And I want to be healthy, and I want to be a good example of that. Not just, you know, on YouTube, but to people in my life as well. You know what I mean? So... as I sip my Dr. Pepper, one of my last Dr. Peppers, we were at Cheesecake Factory, and she goes, do you want cheesecake? And I go, oh no, I can't eat any cheesecake tonight. I said, but could I please have a Dr. Pepper to go? She was like, yeah, she was so sweet. We have the nicest waitress. And tomorrow I have my meeting with Tanya Jean, and starting the diet as soon as I get up. I'm excited about that. And make some videos. And I want to read. Our neighbor, oh my God, she has her whole patio all like planned out. She's like a big table out there so they can have dinners out there and stuff. It's just her and her husband, but like her kids come over a lot and stuff like that. And so she has like this big table out there. She's like a bigger patio than we do. And theirs it goes kind of like the length of their whole condo. But she like has these 4 chairs like in a circle, and it's really cute out there. And then she has like plants hanging from the mailbox, and she has plants on her back patio. And I was like, I'm so ready. I know though, as soon as I do it, you guys, it's gonna pour down rain. I know. Like that's my one thing, is it's like, it's kind of like not warm enough yet to sit outside unless you're in a hoodie. I don't know, maybe I should have started earlier. Maybe that's something I should do tomorrow or Wednesday, is go and look at patio places. Caroline had stuff on her patio that was really cute, and I asked her where she got it, and she said IKEA. So I'm thinking about going to IKEA. Now, Alex loves, his 2 favorite things, plant-wise, are succulents, and like he loves like tropical like plants, like palm fronds and things like that. And so for the back patio, I want to get some ferns. I want to get some, like I'm thinking about actually kind of getting like a palm tree, like not a palm tree, but like something like that. Well, maybe, can you leave it out in the summer, over the summer, and then we could take it inside and take care of it in the winter? I mean, is that something that we could do? I'd like to do that. I'd like to get a big aloe plant. If you remember when I first started YouTube, I had a big aloe plant behind me, and then it just slowly died over time. It was really sad. But it had started off really small. It had started off like this big, and then it got like huge. I had had it for years. So I'd like to get another aloe plant. I don't know, I just like to get some plants out there. I want to get some bushes for along behind that eventually would like grow up and kind of like be high, you know. I think that would be nice. Our neighbor's dog, he is so funny. And he's like this big golden doodle. He's like PP's age, but he seems a lot older. And she was like, I feel so bad. He kind of just doesn't know his boundaries. And I go, it's okay. And she's like looking over my shoulder, and I turn around, and he's like literally on our patio looking in at the dogs. And Boo is just going crazy barking at him. Did you guys hear how congested I am from my allergies? It's so bad. All right, you guys, well, listen, I'm going to get off here now so I can listen to my audiobook, and this will be a little bit shorter of a vlog tonight. I think it's probably around 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, if I decide that I have things I have to say later, I will come back. You guys are probably looking at the video and you're like, nope, it's over in less than a minute, so he's not coming back. But if I find out that I have things, or if I find that I have things that I have to say and express, I will come back. If not, then I will see you guys tomorrow when the journey begins. My weight loss journey again. My weight loss journey begins again and again and again. But I'm really excited about it. So, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about it and show it to you and stuff. I'll show you guys the food tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a whole like unboxing on my review channel, which will either go over real well or real bad. So, real bad. So I'll show that tomorrow, but I'll also show the food in my vlog. I just want to show all of it. I'll just kind of show you some things. On my vlog, I'll probably show you guys more of like what I'm eating throughout the day. So that's probably what I'll show over here, because I have all my meals planned out. The 2 things Alex had me do tonight, he was like, because I couldn't talk to like my coach, she wasn't available. He was like, you need to make a list of the 5 reasons why you want to lose weight. And he was like, and then I want you to go through your whole week and plan out your 5 fuelings. Your 5 fuelings throughout the day. Because then he goes, well, then you know you can just what you're going to, and then you just have it all planned out. And planning, you know, makes it better and all this kind of stuff. And I said, who keeps on texting me? I cannot see him. And I said, okay. And I said, but what if I want to change my foods? And he goes, we can change your foods. He goes, but if you have a plan, then it's better, because you can just like grab that stuff for the day, and then you have it, you know, like sitting out and just ready to go. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. So anyway, all right, you guys, thank you for listening to all of that and going along with my excitement of it all. And I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday, unless you have other plans. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow, and I will show you a little bit of how the first day has been for me. And I will see you then. Bye. Love you.